Morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to your short work week. Hopefully everybody had yesterday off. If you didn't, hopefully you got a good reason for working yesterday. I'm out here this morning on Oneida Lake. It's funny. It was pretty rough coming in yesterday. And I broke my windshield support and my glove box. The bottom of my glove box gave way and came undone. So I told myself when I got in from fishing yesterday, I was going to do some work in the boat that I needed to get done. Well, it pretty much rained all day yesterday, and we went out and did a few things, came back. I spent most of my day in front of the laptop scrubbing through video footage, editing, pre-editing, getting ready to send it to Courtney for final editing. I had a week and a half worth of stuff to go through. Plus I wanted to go through that video from the St. Lawrence on Saturday and relive. It's fun for me because it's reliving everything. Someday when I have grandkids and whatnot, and it's going to be nice to have so much historical footage down to be able for myself someday to go back and look back on. And I love it. Whenever I sat at the computer all day, it's tedious, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. The videoing and editing process of the YouTube channel is a lot of work, no question. But it's fun, and you're reviewing your own footage of fishing, and you're trying to save I'm always watching to see my angles and my shots, and can I do things better or different so it's more appealing for you guys to watch and whatnot. So anyway, I started that story because I needed gas too. That was one of the things in the boat that I needed to do. And short story long, I didn't do any of those things yesterday. So I got in the boat this morning and I had just over a quarter of a tank. Now my plan was to go back out to those walleyes I found on 130. And I'd invited Don to go with me today. He can't make it today, but said he's gonna come fishing with me tomorrow. So I said, well, I'm gonna leave those, and I didn't have a ton of fuel in the boat, and I didn't want to go, chasing all over the lake. So I said, okay. I had a bunch of people ask me to make another video for showing the live mapping on my unit, and I did that this morning on a spot that I fished religiously for the last 2 years. I affectionately call it Hump Island. It's a submerged rock pile out in the middle of a flat. There's nothing around it. It's just flat bottom, and there's a hump that sticks. It goes from 16 up to 5 on top. Now, I have caught walleyes and smallmouth. Matter of fact, the last day I fished last season, right before Christmas, I was right in this spot. And I caught walleyes and smallmouth that last day in 34, 5 degree water. So I said, I'm gonna go and do my little, video on what it looks like when you see that live mapping. Come to find out, Hump Island is twice the size that it was, and it's got a backside hook on it, which I'll bet you in an east wind, especially a heavy east-northeast wind, it's gonna pile those fish right into this it's a little L-shaped bend. And it's got enough of an incline where it should trap bait in that little pocket. So I once I got done doing that little video and graphing, I was on the outside of it in 16 foot of water, and I started running the blade, looking to see if there was any walleyes around. I forgot what I was doing here. And the first cast and then the next 4 casts were all big perch on Homie the Clown. They were all 9 and 10 inch perch, one right after another. And in between them biting it, I could feel other ones going like this to it. Either that or I was just running it through a big school. And so that was exciting. And I spent a whole drift, and I think I caught 5 perch, big ones. All would have been keepers if I was perch fishing. And the whole time I'm doing it, I'm seeing fish surfacing around me, and especially up by the hump. I said, okay, I got my boat back finally. I have all my tackle. I have one of my old, if anybody remembers the days when I had the tackle shop, the River Rat in Brewerton, I bought, there was a kid in Pennsylvania who was fresh back from the Air Force. He was over in, I believe he was stationed over in Okinawa, somewhere in Japan. And I bought about $10,000 worth of Lucky Crafts, most of which were out of the box. And in the story he gave me, and I don't know if it was true, but he goes, the people over there, he goes, guys trade them, especially fishermen, they trade them with each other like they're baseball cards when we were kids. And in those days, a lot of them were, a lot of those ones that I had were Japanese only colors. I remember the first year that the Elite Series, when I was open, came to Oneida Lake. It was 2008, 2009, somewhere's in there. And the pros that knew about me, that came down, and I had a bunch of them. You know, it was like, I was like a kid in a candy shop. I was meeting all these guys I'd watched on TV, and they bought about half of them out right on the spot, and they didn't care what color they were. They were sending them all to their custom painters and having them done. I said, well, I'm going to throw a topwater this morning. I love topwater fishing for bass. I haven't done it all season long. I've thrown it once or twice for a minute or two with no success. So I told myself, I said, I'm not going to go walleye fishing. I'm going to stay smallmouth fishing now, and I'm going to throw the topwater. So this is my favorite topwater, and it's one of those lures. It's one of those Lucky Crafts. You can see it doesn't have much paint on it. It has been fished. I've had this ever since I had the tackle shop. So it's now, what is it? 2009 to 22, 13 years. This is a G-Splash, Lucky Craft G-Splash. And I had 3 big smallies on it this morning, one of which hit it 15, 18 feet from the boat. I thought it was going to give me a heart attack. For a second, I thought my heart stopped. I got it all on tape, I believe. I only got a picture of the third one. The first one was the biggest. The second one that crushed it right here, I was getting ready to net him, and he turned one more time, and he yanked the hook out. They were both in the 4-pound range. That first one was 18¼ inches. I tried to weigh him, but my scale wouldn't turn on, so I didn't get to weigh him. But irregardless, 3 big monstrous blow-ups right here this morning. What a fun morning. What a fun morning. I'll tell you, I've enjoyed it so thoroughly. I would love nothing more than to stay out here the whole rest of the day and do this, because the way this overcast sky is, I think you could do this for a long time, especially over these humps. And they have hit it this morning. Sometimes a smallmouth will come up and almost trout it. You know, they'll swirl, but they just come up like this. These ones, all 3 of them, when they hit it, they gave you the impression that they had really bad intentions. I mean, they were coming to kill whatever that was splashing around on the surface. And it was incredible. And it was so exciting. I'll tell you, just one of those bites is equal to a whole bunch of other fish bites, because it's just so incredible to have those fish on the surface. So, and I really needed a smallmouth fix. I haven't really done much all summer because of the, fish. I've caught a few on the jet ski, but boat control on the jet ski was really, really hard. And even now, I don't have a trolling motor on this boat. I just drift, but I know it so well, and I'm able to position my boat, how I want it to be. And I had 3 smallies this morning, and I'm stoked. I mean, it's 8 o'clock. I got to get to work. I got a big week this week, and I'm really pushing hard to get this house that I'm working on done. And that being said, you know, I'd rather be fishing all day, every day. Who wouldn't? So it was mid-60s this morning when I left the dock. What wind we have is northeast, very light. I mean, it's somewhere in the 0 to 5 range. Water temp 71.7. Overcast skies. I have not looked at the long-term forecast. I think this coming weekend is supposed to be good. I am planning on being back on the St. Lawrence River either Saturday or Sunday. I'm trying to plan a trip with John and Don, John Burrows and Don Birdie, to get up there this weekend. We were talking about possibly Sunday night instead, or Sunday into Sunday night. So we'll see. But one way or another, I personally, at the very least, will be back up on the St. Lawrence this weekend, weather permitting, because I need a big smallmouth and I need a big walleye, and I need to get back up there and see and feel that water. It really is special up there. So that's my work week starter kit to get everybody stoked. It's a short week. You can see the weekend already. You're like, yep, I see it. Fair's over. School starts tomorrow for most people. My son Danny starts his senior year of high school tomorrow. Best of luck. Best of luck to everybody out there. You know, it's I'll give you one quick thing. It's never better. It's never better in life to be dumber instead of smarter. You're always better off to be smarter, and I don't care what it's about, you know. And so all you kids out there, if I have any kids listening, hopefully I do. You know, I had people say it to me when I was younger, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. The simple fact is that your education is important. It's not the most important, but it is important. And I'm not telling you guys to go to, you know, college or any of that stuff. You do what you want, have at it. I am also saying, though, that the world needs trades, and these trades are paying more than a lot of college degree jobs, especially to start with. So if your dads or uncles or gramps or whatever were tradesmen, and nothing wrong with the man getting his hands dirty every day to go to work. Nothing whatsoever. It teaches you a lot. It teaches you a lot. So, and even if you don't want to do it forever, someday everyone's going to own a house and whatnot. And all these kids that are in school now will eventually be adults. And I want you guys to prepare yourself. I want all the young men watching me out there. This goes for young women too, but I want the young men watching me out there to know that you have a lot of options in this world nowadays. And with as few people that seemingly want to work in the workforce anymore, a young man could do very well for himself if he had a little bit of hard work and a little bit of ambition. Could do very well for himself and easily set himself apart from everybody else out there in the workforce. Remember that. All right, let's all be productive today. Thanks, everybody. I hope everybody had an outstanding weekend, a great fair, and an awesome summer. So let's get into the next phase now. Are you ready? Oh, keep your tip up.